Swazi jails where political activists are said to be incarcerated. Our first visit was to the Manzini Remand Center, where 2 young political activists are held. Apparently, hundreds of young people have been arrested on charges such as treason, terrorism and sedition over the past years. In many of these cases, the state could not produce enough evidence to convict the accused.
Are you okay?
21-year-old university student Maxwell Dlamini is the president of the Swaziland National Union of Students. It is alleged that Maxwell was tortured in prison. Next to him is the policeman who was present throughout our visit. We filmed this conversation without their knowledge.
Just to break from all fronts. So it's the duty of the youth, especially the students, to continue waging the attacks and taking it to the comfort zones of the enemy, of course. So it always feels good to know that the youth is actually doing something else other than just waiting, mourning and winning all us. Yeah.
Next to the policeman is Musa Ngobeni, a law graduate who is also a former student leader. Both of them are charged under the Explosives Act. The state alleges that they were found in possession of explosives.
We read that many people they come and support us, show the very good village and the level of understanding, the level of inclination, and it is very impressive.
So as the youth, we want our freedom as of yesterday, of course. We can't wait for another day or another year.
The 2 have been denied bail despite a court hearing that there isn't enough evidence against them. During their first court appearance, which we attended, the investigating officer said they were still looking for evidence. The court also heard that Maxwell was due to write exams, but still bail was denied. Later, a special provision was made for Maxwell to go and write his exams, but the Banglapa authorities resulted in him not being picked up. He missed his exams. While in Swaziland, we also visited the home of activist Sipho Jele, who died in police custody last year. We only found his aunt who raised him since the age of 2. This footage was also filmed with a small digital camera to avoid attracting attention. This was his room until his arrest. Sipho Jele's friends described him as a quiet but disciplined political activist. His aunt is still holding on to his memories. She took us to Sipho's grave in the backyard. She's still struggling to come to terms with his death.
Angilathi icala lelinjalo lokuthi abengathikhumelani ebendeni bekuyini lebengenda kusathi khulu ngingakafuni ukuthi uthikhunga ngani ejele lapha umuntu anganalutho kuthiwa nikhunyulwa nemabhandi nesicathulo nemashulesi yonke ukuthi uthikhungile angifuni ukuva ukuthi uthikhunge ngani nithi nje licala lini la lendile ukuthi angaza nqome ukuthatha sinqumo sekudibulana angatekiswa licala bambulala akazange aze akhona isilonda lesingeke sisuke
An inquest report on the circumstances of his death concludes that Jele had climbed up a wall to hang himself from a very high beam. It was the coroner's opinion that the death of the deceased was due to suicide, but many questions remain unanswered.
Everything turned on the question of how did he get to the beam, and they failed terribly to answer that question. And then they conveniently then say he walked up that wall. You know, it's ridiculous, but that's what they say. And the government has said, well, it makes sense because it gets them off the hook. In the article, I asked the question that when he came to be remanded in custody, he was facing 2 counts, one of terrorism, another of sedition. I would have expected that a judge, would ask, this man is alleged to be a terrorist because he wore a T-shirt of a so-called proscribed organization. Would he not inquire whether wearing a T-shirt is in fact a crime in itself?
Coming up, South Africans take up the struggle on behalf of the pro-democracy movement.